add as far as highlights on that to pinpoint that for the public, if there's anything that we need to be aware of in addition to what you said?
Certainly.
So for the most part, these are going to be revisions or updates to our current regulations as part of that journey continues. One of the things we're proposing is let's see here, is going to be a new chapter for immediate adoption to the subdivision regulations. So one item is for the subdivision regulations, the rest will be for the zoning resolution. But no, you guys covered it fairly well.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for that, sir. We do have a motion and second on the floor to approve today's consent agenda. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Moving next to administrative and informational topics, we begin with staff and elected officials' reports. We will turn now to our county administrator, Tony Carochi, for his report. Good morning, Tony.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
So I just want to start off today by saying that it is 1 year today since I left the Department of Human Services to become the Fremont County Administrator. I loved my work at DHS, and the staff there have a very difficult job, but their professionalism and dedication to this very important work is just unbelievable. What I have discovered this past year is the same is true about all of the departments and elected officials' offices for Fremont County. I am so appreciative to our county commissioners for providing me this opportunity to work with our elected officials, department heads, and our dedicated employees to help serve this great county that we are blessed to live in. I could not be more proud or more appreciative of the opportunity I get every day to observe firsthand the remarkable talents and skills that our 370 employees and elected officials bring to the office every day to ensure the important work of the county is being accomplished. This is my 39th year of working in a professional public service capacity, and I can't think of any place that I have been employed where I have appreciated the competent work, the dedication, and the pride in a job well done that this group of public servants brings to our community. Fremont County residents should feel very confident that while no one is perfect, the employees work their hardest to provide great customer service and to conduct themselves with integrity and character. I am blessed to work for Fremont County. So thank you once again, commissioners, for the opportunity to be the county administrator. I'll move on to our website changeover. Fremont County website, previously available at www.fremontco.com, will now be available at fremontcountyco.gov. The .gov domain designates us as an official, credible government entity. Fremont County will maintain control of the fremontco.com domain. County emails, important, county emails are not changing at this time. The URLs of any third-party hosted service, like the sheriff's office page and the public record searches, will not be changing. So they will not be changing. Those links are still available on the county website, just like before. The content of the website has not changed. All data previously accessible is still accessible. Visiting fremontco.com will automatically redirect users to fremontcountyco.gov. The redirect will be available as it is for the next 3 months. Search engines like Google and Bing have already been updated with the change. Some other websites that link to ours, however, may still show the old website. If you visit one of these links, it will automatically redirect you to the right place. And finally, Fremont County has the following job opportunities posted, and believe it or not, we only have one job opportunity. We have several job opportunities in this class, but one posting, and it's an ongoing posting for Fremont County Sheriff's Detention Deputies. And that's all I have, Commissioner.
Tony, thank you so very much. And I just would like to express how very blessed the county has been to be able to work with you at its helm for the last year. There hasn't been a day go by that we have not enjoyed your presence here amongst us, and believe that we made an incredible decision in putting you where you are. So thank you for all of that, despite what my fellow commissioner might choose to clear his throat at.
Oh, I'm sorry, just had a little tickle. Had a little tickle in my throat. No, a year, really. Okay, wow. You know, sometimes we stumble into good things, and sometimes it takes a lot of work to get good things, and I think there's a little bit of both in this situation, that we had a very extensive search for the right candidate to come in and fill this spot, and that was the hard work that went into it, and then turns out that the best possible candidate we could have had for this job was right here in our own backyard. And so we were fortunate and worked with Tony for a long time in different capacities before the county. And we're very fortunate to have his quality here and his experience here with the county. So good news. Happy anniversary, I suppose.
And here's to many more. One thing I would add just briefly is I haven't sat in this seat as chairman conducting business for a long time. So bear with me this morning. Our regular chairman, Commissioner Dwayne McFall, is back east in Washington, D.C. He is attending a National Association of Counties Legislative Conference, and he's doing great work back there, meeting with a lot of different public officials, all of our elected representatives, and he had a chance to hear from the president himself yesterday. So with that, I will turn to my fellow commissioner in the room, Commissioner Grantham, and see what's on your mind this morning.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and ditto on getting used to it, because you sit in that chair for a full year, and there's certain cadences and things you want to do and things you want to say, and trying to refrain from popping in. Just in the absence of Commissioner McFall, there's the ever-present reminder of his that it is still dry out there. And please be careful if you are burning anything. There's probably not a whole lot of folks out there camping right now, but there's still need for caution. If there's any burning of refuse or burning of slash piles or anything like that, please be very careful. It's still very dry, and we are always in some level of fire danger here, and now is no different even in the middle of winter, so please be careful. A couple or three other announcements that we need to probably make the public aware of. First, going back to the public hearings that we scheduled in our consent agenda, for those that are interested in such things, these are very important things we've been working on for a long time. Mr. Victoria has been doing yeoman's work there in getting a lot of this stuff done, he and his crew, so I'm very appreciative of that. But just a fair warning that it could be a longer than typical meeting in 2 weeks, because we are having, how many of those I lost count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 public hearings.
My apologies.
No, we set a goal to get this stuff done by April, and this is one of those necessary evils that has to be taken care of in order to get to the finish line. And this is going to be that day that's going to be long. There's just a lot to do. So really appreciate your work on that. For those that are interested in what's going on up in Denver, what's going on in the legislature, and with our own representative and senator, we are having a legislative forum right here this Saturday at 1 p.m. So if you'd like to get an update from them, I think right now Senator Baisley has confirmed that he will be able to be here. We have typically had those at 11 a.m. He had a scheduling conflict, so we pushed it off till 1 in the afternoon. So please join us after lunch right here in this room and get an update on the goings-on up in Denver. On that note, I will bring up a couple of items that I'm sure he will also bring up. We, as commissioners, I notice only by his absence today, a typical attendee for our commissioner meetings is Councilman John Hamrick. And the municipalities and the counties are facing a real uphill battle this year when it comes to some of the laws that they are trying to pass in regard to land use and land use regulation, land use control. Historically, our state has been a local authority, local control, land use state, where when it comes to how land is used, how land is zoned, what that means for the local communities, that is governed by the municipalities and the counties. Last year, there was a large attempt to basically take state control over that process. That was Senate Bill 213. Ultimately, that was defeated. It carried a whole lot of different changes in it, arguably constitutional, in my opinion, because of all the different items that were in it and the subject matter. So this year, they are going to try to eat the elephant one bite at a time. And they've divided much of what they tried to do last year into multiple bills. A couple of those may or may not be easier to swallow than the others, as far as those bites of the elephant. But one of them in particular, actually a couple of them, are very problematic, especially for municipalities. But it will eventually become a problem for us as well when it comes to the allowance of ADUs as a use by right. What is an ADU? Accessory dwelling unit, which means a unit that you can put somewhere on your site, usually governed by some other regulations, but that would become a use by right in just about any zoning in the state. It's problematic for especially municipalities when it's say the downtown area right here, where you could effectively double the potential and actually double the density of population in an area, especially in a downtown or in a already urban area, and infrastructure simply is not built for that. Infrastructure has evolved and developed over the course of, for Canyon City, 150 plus years into what it is right now, and to effectively ignore our rules and our development over a century and a half and say, no, this is how you're going to do it. Our sewage system, our water system, our streets, everything that involves the infrastructure around what the current density is could be negatively affected by adding in all these extra bodies. They're doing this in the name of affordable housing. That won't solve it. That won't solve it. In fact, it will create bigger problems than whatever additional bodies they're able to put into beds in a already dense area. So that's problematic just on that level as well as on the local control level. Those decisions should be made by local authorities, whether they are county commissioners, whether they are city councilmen, whether they are Canyon City, or whether they are Boulder. Those things should be decided by local people, not by the state, not by the governor. Another land use problem that we have is one of solar and wind energy siting authority. They are planning to take that away from local control. It's ironic, to be perfectly honest, because they cite some of the more rural areas of the county as the problems, where they are turning down solar and wind siting locations, and actually that's not the case. It is actually the rural counties, the conservative counties, that are allowing these to be sited in their areas, and it's the counties such as Boulder that are turning down the siting of solar and wind production facilities. And so they're wanting to take control of that away from local counties and municipalities as well. Bottom line is, we're not in favor of anything that takes away our ability to govern locally, to be accountable locally to our citizens. And that's really what it comes down to. One other thing, for those that care about our Second Amendment rights, there's a whole lot to talk about, and I'll kind of parse these out over the next few meetings, but I think Senator Baisley will probably cover these in more detail on Saturday. But one in particular would really hamper our ability to carry concealed. And some of the things that it is doing, it's not outright banning it, but in effect it is. And the outworkings of what this bill would do would make it very, very difficult for someone to keep or someone to get their concealed carry license. That is House Bill 1174. It is actually up in a committee hearing today. So if you're inclined, and the millions watching are inclined, please go online. You can testify online, or you can make the trip to Denver in the next couple hours and go testify in person. I imagine they will be in committee for quite a while this afternoon. So if you do go online, plan to make a day of it, to watch it and to testify. So please show your opposition to your representatives if you can over the next few weeks, and in this case, days. There will be other bills that do come up as far as the Second Amendment goes. And so, sorry I took so much time, Madam Chair.
No, you're not.
But, no, I'm not. That, and I was actually crossing things off my list earlier today of things I shouldn't talk about.
Well,
because
thank you for
because
that,
of time.
Commissioner.
And usually, most of it has to do with just bad legislation. And so we are facing another uphill battle, but I know from our point of view, and Commissioner McFall's, and work with CCI, that we will continue to work against a lot of these bills that take away the accountability that we as local officials have with our local community and constituents when it comes to land use. And so that is all I have.
All joking aside, thank you for that report. I would once again mention Colorado Counties Incorporated, CCI. The three commissioners here do a lot of work through CCI. We meet with them on a regular basis. We travel to Denver to have discussions. Every month we have 2 full days of meetings, and whether we venture there or we sit in our office on our computer and Zoom in all day long, it's a lot of work. But CCI is 100% worth the time and investment that we give to them, because as you can imagine, it's made of county commissioners all throughout Colorado, and there are a lot of differing political views there. But one thing that we 100% come to the table with is we need local control. We may not ever agree on what that local control looks like, but pretty much every person in that room says, yes, absolutely, we will always fight for local control. And so when you hear us talk about CCI, these are the reasons that sometimes we occasionally have to change our meeting dates because we have different conferences and things that are happening. But the real bottom line, the point is, we are fighting for Fremont County residents and citizens every single day. So, thank you, sir.
Yes.
All right, anything else from anyone up here this morning? All right. Time to move on to our citizens who wish to address the commissioners on any matter not scheduled on the agenda. We always appreciate hearing what our fellow citizens have to say, and we have Kathy Madonna this morning signed up to speak. So good morning, Kathy.
Morning.
It's Valentine's Day tomorrow, and I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate all of your work. Thank you, Pastor. I was going to say a lot of what he said. I don't know, it must be something in the air. But I moved to Fremont County in 2013, and I've seen a lot of positive changes. I appreciate all of your work and your professionalism. Don't always agree with you, but I do appreciate everything that you do. So thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much for that,
Kathy.
Kathy. We
Appreciate it.
appreciate those comments. Is there anyone else here who would like to address the board on any matter before we move on? All right, seeing none, we have no old business this morning. So we'll jump right into new business. Item 1 is requesting the issuance of a malt, vinous, and spirituous and fermented malt beverage special events permit. This is for the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance for an event to be held at Marchand Ranch Wedding and Event Center at 4807 County Highway 9 in Canyon City on February 23rd from 3 p.m. to midnight. And we have with us this morning Emmy Dennehy from the Chamber. Good morning, Emmy.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. How are
Good.
you?
Doing good.
Good. So do you want to kind of let us know what's going on?
Well, it's annual banquet time. Very excited, gearing up. We're going to do it at the Marchands, so we're excited out of the ranch. This year, we are giving out a new award, so we're excited. We're doing a tourist champion. It's those that really have put forth the tourism, putting in building Canyon City. So we're excited to be presenting that this year, something new. Tiffany was kind enough and gave us an idea to do an afterglow. So this year, after banquet, we will clear the floor and have a dance. And at 9 o'clock, it will be open to the public. So we're excited for that. It'll go from 9 to midnight. So just a bunch of fun, celebrating our community.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes.
So a new award for Tourist Champion.
Yes.
There are so many of those folks here
There
in
are.
Fremont County.
Yes.
It
So-
is incredible.
We have so many that are working at a state level, county level, so many levels to promote Canyon City that we felt it's time. We honor those that have put their time in the trenches and have really brought our tourism up to speed. So excited.
And I would guess if you're narrowing this down to one this first year, it's going to be a really hard decision.
It is. That it is.
Okay, let's go ahead and turn to Sammy Ryan from our County Clerk's Department for a staff report. Good morning, Sammy.
Good morning. So the clerk office sees no issue with the application. Everything's been provided as far as documentation. The sheriff office recommends approval, as well as the health department and the clerk's office.
All right, thank you so much for that. I have just a quick question, as I normally do. Let's talk about security and talk about serving the alcoholic beverages. So do you have people who are trained? What is the plan to ensure things are done the right way?
Well, we have our ambassadors and our volunteers that will be there to help mediate that. But Thunder Road, Risha's Thunder Road, has gone through the state level for the beer training in that, and they are going to run our bar this year. So we have an outside source doing that. They have gone through all their licensing in that, but also a lot of our ambassadors have gone through the city's training for liquor. So most of us have been trained.
So it sounds like maybe your ambassadors will have the opportunity to enjoy the event a little bit more this year if they're not actually working
Yes,
it.
we're excited.
Okay, completely understand that. And what is the plan to ensure that no one underage is drinking that evening?
They're going to be IDing, of course.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, any questions,
No, you covered it, man.
issues, comments?
Just looking forward to it.
Yes, we're
'Cause,
looking forward to seeing you guys.
I know Tiffany and company out there, Foster's and the Marchands, it's been a long time putting that place together up there, and it's quite the venue from what I've seen in pictures, and I have not visited it yet.
Oh, well,
So,
and
But
it's
we
a
will.
beautiful venue. We're excited. I went up for the shindig. It's a good time. It's going to be nice.
nice.
That's
Looking
wonderful.
forward to it.
Looking forward.
And last time we had a permit in front of us for that particular location, we had an issue with the posting. But as you can see, obviously and very clearly, this is a posting outside, so it was available to the public this time. So I just wanted to point that out. All right, anything else?
Nope.
Are you
Motion?
prepared with a motion?
Well, prepared or not, here I are. Madam Chair, I move that we approve the issuance of a malt, venison, spirituous, and fermented malt beverage special events permit for the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance for an event at the Marchand Ranch Wedding and Event Center, 4807 Colorado 9, Canyon City, on February 23rd from 3 p.m. to midnight.
All right, I second that. So we do have a motion on the floor to approve this particular permit. Further comment?
Nope.
All right, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you so much, Emmy. Good
Thank
luck,
you.
and we will be
Yes,
there, so
looking
we're
forward to seeing
excited
you
about
guys.
coming.
Thank you.
All right. Item 2 is requesting the issuance of a separate malt Venice and spirituous and fermented malt beverage special events permit. This one is from the Fremont County Community Foundation for an event at Pathfinder Park Events Center on February 24th from 3:30 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. And with us this morning, we have Kevin Brown. Good morning, sir. It is you. It's your turn. So if you want to turn on that microphone and just kind of briefly chat with us a little bit about what's going on.
Yes, so we do a lot of various events around the city, of course, and thank you for Samantha's help. Never done it through the county, but we do Flashback on Main and Royal Gorge Whitewater Festivals. We've done liquor permits for various events. It just so happens that Ducks Unlimited, another nonprofit that has national chapters, Travis Linder had reached out and asked us to run just the bar at that particular event at the Pathfinder Park Event Center. The reason being is because the Abbey shut down, so they reached out to us to do that. So that's why we're here to do that, and we are all TIP certified, and we have a great deal of experience doing this. So, of course, we're a nonprofit that raises funds through this for other nonprofits in our area, in Fremont County particularly. So I appreciate you getting this in on this docket, on this meeting quickly, and appreciate the help, because Samantha was a great help, you know, because I had not done the protocols through the county before, so it's been very smooth.
All right, great. That's really good to hear. Thank you for that. So let's go ahead and turn again to Sammy for a staff report.
The clerk's office recommends approval, considering all paperwork was turned in on time, and both health and sheriff recommend approval also.
All right, thank you for that. So you did already, Kevin, address TIPS training. So everyone who will be serving is actually trained and certified to serve alcohol. Can you just briefly address the same question I asked Emmy in how you will control that no alcohol will be consumed by those underage?
We ID everyone who consumes alcohol, and we actually have the card scanners as well. And we have a separate area for, like, there'll be some children there that we have a totally separate, like a bar for the alcohol beverages, and another area for lemonade and sodas and things like that. And they will not be commingled, they will be separate, so.
Okay, all right, great, thank you. Questions, comments?
Mostly just comments, because you and Kevin mentioned Sammy in the clerk's office. And remember when I ran into you in the hall, we were, obviously a lot of us were taken by surprise with what happened with the other facility, and really appreciate the clerk's office and Sammy and the work that they've been doing to get everything in under the wire, because these events have been planned for months and months, and the clerk's office really had to do some tough work getting things underway and done for these folks. So thank you, Sammy.
So for clarification, they had been planned for months and months at a different location.
At a different
Yes.
location.
And I think we would be remiss also, Commissioner Grantham, if we did not mention our entire staff at Pathfinder Park
Yeah.
throughout this process, because they've done a lot of scrambling and tried very, very hard to accommodate the same dates, as a lot of these events had already been previously scheduled, and I think they've done an incredible job down there. So I agree absolutely everything about our clerk's office, and Sammy, great job. We have seen a lot of these popping up since the closure of that other center. So just wanted to say thank you to all of those. So barring further comments, I will go ahead and make this motion. I move to approve the issuance of this malt, Venice, and spirituous and fermented malt beverage special events permit for the Fremont Community Foundation for an event at Pathfinder Park Events Center on February 24th from 3:30 p.m. to 11:59 p.m.
And I would second that.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to approve this permit. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, and Kevin's going to remain with us one more time. The next item on our agenda is another permit for malt, Venice, and spirituous, as well as fermented malt beverage special events permit. This one, again, is for the Fremont Community Foundation, also at Pathfinder Park Event Center, this time on March 2nd from 2 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. All right, once again, Mr. Brown.
Well, thanks again for the expedition of this, because we weren't expecting to have another group. This is the Cattlemen's Association, similar, and they had the event scheduled at the Abbey and then came to us for being a Pathfinder. So, and asked us to do this for them. So Cattlemen's Association is another nonprofit that's local. So we are doing the same thing for that very same group.
Okay, so for the record, again, all of your servers are trained, certified, and you will be checking IDs.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right, one more time, let's turn back to Sammy for a staff report.
Yeah, once again, everybody recommends approval, the health department, sheriffs, and clerks.
All right, thank you so much for that. We do depend very heavily on those staff reports and ensuring that everything has been done correctly, appropriately, ensuring as well that the state has its opportunity to take a look and make certain that there is no problem with this. So, Commissioner Grantham, anything?
Just a motion.
I'm ready.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the issuance of a malt venison spiritus and fermented malt beverage special events permit for Fremont Community Foundation for an event at Pathfinder Park Event Center, 66550 Colorado 115 in Florence for March 2nd, 2024 from 2 p.m. to 11:59 p.m.
All right, I second that. Okay, we have a motion and second on the floor to approve this final permit for the day. Further discussion? All right, roll call.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye,
Motion carries.
thank you. All right, good luck with your events out there.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely, thanks for being
you,
here
sir.
this morning. Up next, we have something exciting coming back to Fremont County. This is a resolution number 13, series of 2024, the reauthorization of a Colorado New Energy Improvement District to conduct its new energy improvement program called the Colorado Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy, or CPACE program, here within the borders of Fremont County. For an explanation for this, we're going to turn to our county attorney, Eric Bellis. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So in 2010, the legislature approved a statewide special district. As Madam Chair has already mentioned, it is called the New Energy Improvement District. That district was designed to facilitate implementation of the CPACE, or Colorado Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy Financing Program. The two important words in that sentence are assessed and financing. Essentially what that program does is it facilitates private funding for businesses to make investments in energy efficiency by securing private loans with and by a special assessment. This type of financing is available for commercial, agricultural, and nonprofit business property owners who desire to invest in energy efficiency improvements to their property. The county did previously participate in the program, but withdrew from it because under the circumstances at the time, it was not particularly successful in the county. There were several reasons why the program struggled, but basically it all boiled down to the businesses that utilized it here were just not very good fits for this particular type of program. CPACE can, however, be a good fit and option for the right business. And just in terms of attracting businesses or encouraging expansion of existing businesses, it can be a helpful incentive if it's available in Fremont County. To that end, and if the commissioners authorize participation, we have an amended participation agreement with the New Energy Improvement District, which would make CPACE available in Fremont County, but would also allow this Board of County Commissioners to review businesses who are interested in applying for CPACE funding and either approve that application to go forward or direct the New Energy Improvement District not to proceed with that particular business application because the board just doesn't feel, based on the experience that this commission has had, that that particular business would be a good fit for that particular funding. Although there is an administrative burden associated with participation in the program, there is no direct cost to the county, and the county can collect a servicing fee to help offset that administrative burden that our treasurer will take on by basically adding that special assessment to the tax rolls and collecting and making sure that it gets to the right place.
All right, thank you so much for that, sir. I'm going to be just a little bit more blunt than our county attorney was and say that we did originally have this program. We had, I believe, 3 different organizations that were taking or trying to take advantage of it, and one of them fell through the cracks. Despite previous assurances from the state of Colorado and the organizers of this program that in any event something happened, that the state would be there to step in, to clean it up, and to take care of it, and that simply did not happen. We spent 2 full years of conversations with the state, of setting up meetings, of arguing with them, of having conversations and discussions and more argument, and we finally said, we're done. We're not doing this anymore. And that's when the state finally decided maybe we need to pay attention and listen. And they have an issue here, so let's take another look. Well, we went ahead and shut it down. But we, again, have opened up that line of communication. We've had conversation with the state once again, being very blunt with what had gone wrong, the promises that we were made, and why we had shut it down the first time. We have, again, been guaranteed that those issues no longer will happen. We do have, as Mr. Bellis explained, we do have the authority to take a look at a project and give it preliminary approval before the state says, here, this is what we're going to do. So with that assurance, I think we are prepared to move forward with this. Commissioner Grantham, do you have any comments?
Just to pile on, I guess.
Do
Speaking of bluntness, you know, the last time we had this discussion in this chamber was the deauthorization. And it was, it left a sour taste in our mouths. But that has since been resolved, and I think as you mentioned, the communication lines of communication with the state have certainly improved on that, and I think their awareness of, you know, some of the problems that led to that, I think have been remedied, and so I think overall this has been a successful process in getting back to this day and the reauthorization. And that includes those that brought it to our attention that it would be helpful if this program was back in place. And so appreciation to them for making that happen, because I think at the end of the day, this will be a great thing for Fremont County. Now, this is a red letter day because when Kevin Grantham's giving any kind of praise for any kind of state program being helpful to Fremont County. Here it is. But I think this can be instrumental in bringing jobs to Fremont County. So there it is. Fine, I said it.
All right, we actually have this item as well as the next item that deal both with CPACE. So we're going to take care of official business first. And then if I'm not wrong, I believe we may have someone in the audience who would like to rise and speak to this particular item. So I will go ahead and move the approval of Resolution Number 13, Series of 2024, the reauthorization of the Colorado New Energy Improvement District to conduct its new energy improvement program called the Colorado Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy, or CPACE, within Fremont County.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve Resolution Number 13. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, and item 5 continues with CPACE. This is the county participation agreement with the state of Colorado. So once again, we turn to Mr. Bellis for an explanation.
So, and I think, Madam Chair, I think you explained exactly what was necessary in order to convince the county that it was a good idea to reauthorize this program. All of those things and concerns have been incorporated into a new participation agreement. And what is anticipated is that this board would authorize the chair and the county attorney to finalize the contract or participation agreement for approval, signature, and execution. However, that document is the one that is included in the board's packet for today. It is in final form. So what you are actually doing is voting to approve the participation agreement as it currently exists. It does give this board the right to look at any application that is submitted in Fremont County and to give either preliminary approval to the state to proceed or to withhold preliminary approval on any particular application that may be received. So it does address all of those things that caused the county to withdraw from participation just about exactly a year ago today. And as I look back on this, that year apparently has been well spent in conversation with the state because it has led to the agreement that you have in your agenda packet that really, I guess, we'll be executing today because it is in final form today.
All right, thank you so much for that. Questions, comments?
No.
Motion.
Well, I guess that is based on what Mr. Bellis was telling us. Are we just simply approving the participation agreement that we are looking at here in our packet? Or do we approving this exhibit?
You are, and
Resolution 14?
the reason that it is in the form that it is in is because although it included all of the language that the commission required, it is their form. So it looks a little different than our normal resolutions and our normal contracts look, but I did not alter the form of the document just so it looks familiar to them when they look back on it. We did make some necessary changes that they have also approved. Essentially, what you are doing is authorizing the chair and the county attorney to execute the agreement. But Madam Chair, we can execute that today and move forward.
I would love to say, so moved. But I move that we approve the county participation agreement as presented to us here. And I think we probably, under Exhibit A, we probably need to add the resolution number 14 to that.
Yes. The idea was to actually substitute the one that we sign for that one. It is exactly the same resolution. We'll just substitute the executed resolution.
Gotcha. Okay. Need anything else on that motion?
I think you mentioned it all. You included resolution number 14, so I'll second. All right. It has been moved and seconded to approve this participation agreement with the state of Colorado for the CPACE program, including resolution number 14. Further discussion?
And to Eric's point, that would include the authorization to conclude
For signature.
for signatures. Okay.
Yes. Okay, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. All right, we have with us this morning a couple of special guests in our audience and would like to ask if, I'm not sure who wants to come forward and speak. I know we have with us Eli Bremer, who is well-known throughout Colorado for many different things. And we also have Homegrown with us this morning. So good morning, gentlemen. If you would like to tell us a little bit about what's going on. I'm sorry, Chris Cohen. I didn't name Chris. Good morning.
Yes, are we talking about the specific project?
Yes.
So first of all, Commissioners, thank you for taking this action today. This has been, it's been great to sort of re-engage on this issue and appreciate your openness to looking at it and helping out with businesses. We have acquired a very substantial property just east of Florence, an old factory that's dilapidated. It's me, a few of my business partners. Chris is a part owner as well. This is a passion project for us. We're going to take a factory that's been dilapidated for how long? 25 years?
Longer than I can possibly remember. Yeah.
And he's got a
Long
good memory.
time.
He's got a good
Long
memory. And our vision there is to get the thing fully refurbed in the next probably 5 or 6 months. It'll be back open for business, we believe, by mid to late summer. And we'll be starting hiring people. In fact, we're projecting our first employee will be down here in April. Chris is helping us out with that. We've identified a factory manager. and we will be starting to reopen for business this year. The CPACE loan, just to put this in real terms, we're able to get about 2 to 3% lower financing than an SBA or USDA loan. Additionally, the terms are just a whole lot better in terms of the monthly expenditures. So CPACE is going to enable us to spool up a whole lot faster, hire more people, be more profitable more quickly, enable cash flows. It's a really interesting program, and when we learned about it, we said this would really help us. It was I was a little bit surprised that we fit into the program, but we did, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity.
In our community, we've been working on diversifying our economic legs. And so this is an opportunity for us in Fremont County to add another manufacturing component here, expanding our job opportunities, our stable jobs, and our long-term economic growth. And so we're just very excited for this opportunity to be residents of Fremont County and see it grow. Thank you.
Fantastic.
And actually, one more, I'll recognize Riley Scott, who is our Director of Government Affairs. Commissioner Grantham and his wife know Riley very well. She's moved back from Washington, D.C. and is joining our effort to assist with a lot of our projects. So,
And I believe you said she has a half-hour presentation for us this morning?
45 minutes. Sir,
45? That's
minutes.
okay. We'll
She
squeeze
loves
it
when
into
we do that to
45.
her. Yeah, so you'll see a lot of her going forward as well as we continue to work. We anticipate having some exciting news to announce later this week in association with this project, and that's under wraps for now, but we'll be able to publicly announce it in the next couple of days. So thank you very much.
Eli, Chris, thank you both so very much for being here this morning.
Thank you for welcoming us to the community.
Yes.
Absolutely, more than welcome. We're very excited to see this happen. All right, thank you. Okay, we have a couple of other items of new business. We'll go with item 6, the appointment of a new member to the Fremont County Fair Board for a term ending December 31st of 2024. Long-term fair member Tammy Ratkovich had chosen to step off of that particular board for a short period of time. She now has asked to be renamed and to come back on. So although this is not an actual reappointment in terms of her membership, she is considered a new member, but she's certainly not new to this board. Tammy's done an incredible job for us here in Fremont County over many, many years. So I am more than happy to move to appoint Tammy Ratkovich as a new member to the Fremont County Fair Board for a term that will end on December 31st of 2024.
Second that, Madam Chair, and with the dittos. She's a fantastic member of this board and glad to have her back.
Absolutely. All right, motion and second on the floor. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, and the last item on our agenda today is the reappointment of Ralph Kunselman to the Fremont County Weed Advisory Board for a term that will end on December 31st of 2026.
Madam Chair, with many of the same accolades that we gave Tammy in the previous item, same thing for someone like Ralph, who is a long-term member of this board, and glad to have him coming back for this reappointment. And so I would move that we approve the reappointment of Ralph Kunselman to the Fremont County Weed Advisory Board for a term ending December 31, 2026.
I second that with all of those same things in mind. So it has been moved and seconded to reappoint Ralph Kunselman to the Fremont County Weed Advisory Board for a term that will end on December 31st, 2026. Further discussion?
Nope.
Roll call.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
We have no public hearings today. We have no further business to go before this board. We are adjourned.